Find more questions and study at your own pace on our website. The link will be in the description. Let's get started. Question 1. Your company creates a new Azure DevOps team. You plan to use Azure DevOps for sprint planning. You need to visualize the flow of your work by using an agile methodology. Which Azure DevOps component should you use? Option A, Kanban boards. Option B, sprint planning. Option C, delivery plans. Option D, portfolio backlogs. To visualize the flow of work using an agile methodology in Azure DevOps, the Kanban boards are the most suitable component. They allow teams to map workflow stages and create an interactive signboard from the backlog, providing a clear visual representation of the progress and status of tasks. This visualization helps teams to identify bottlenecks and optimize their processes effectively. Question 2. Your company uses Azure DevOps and Microsoft Azure Active Directory, part of Microsoft Entra. Only users who have accounts in Azure AD can access the Azure DevOps environment. You need to ensure that only devices that are connected to the on-premises network can access the Azure DevOps environment. What should you do? Option A, assign the stakeholder access level to all users. Option B, in Azure DevOps, configure security and project settings. Option C, in Azure AD, configure conditional access. Option D, in Azure AD, configure risky sign-ins. To ensure that only devices connected to the on-premises network can access the Azure DevOps environment, you should configure conditional access in Azure AD. Conditional access policies allow you to set specific conditions, such as requiring users to be on a trusted network before granting access to resources. This ensures that only users on devices connected to the on-premises network can access Azure DevOps. Question 3. You scan a Node.js application using WhiteSource Bolt. The scan finds numerous libraries with invalid licenses, but are only used during development. You have to make sure that only production dependencies are scanned by WhiteSource Bolt. Which of the following is a command you should run? Option A, npm edit. Option B, npm publish. Option C, npm install. Option D, npm update. To ensure that only production dependencies are installed and scanned by WhiteSource Bolt, use the npm install command with the -- production flag. The default npm install command will install both production and development dependencies, so specifying the -- production flag is crucial to exclude development dependencies from the install process. Question 4. Your company has an Azure DevOps project, which includes a build pipeline that makes use of roughly 50 open-source libraries. You have been tasked with making sure that you are able to scan project for common security weaknesses in the open-source libraries. Which of the following actions should you take? Option A, you should create a build task and use the WhiteSource Bolt service. Option B, you should create a deployment task and use the WhiteSource Bolt service. Option C, you should create a build task and use the Chef service. Option D, you should create a deployment task and use the Chef service. To ensure your Azure DevOps project can scan for common security weaknesses in open-source libraries, you should create a build task and use the WhiteSource Bolt service. WhiteSource Bolt is specifically designed to detect vulnerabilities in open-source components integrated into your build pipeline, allowing you to address these issues early in the development cycle. Question 5. You use Azure pipelines to build and deploy an app named App1. You plan to monitor App1 by using Application Insights. You create an Application Insights instance named AI1. You need to configure App1 to use AI1. Which file should you modify? Option A, appsettings.json. Option B, launchsettings.json. Option C, startup whereas pinas. Option D, project.json. To configure an application to use Application Insights, you typically need to modify the startup.cs file. This file is crucial for setting up various services and middleware during the startup of an application, including configuring Application Insights to send telemetry data. While appsettings.json can contain configuration settings such as the instrumentation key. The actual setup and enabling of application insights usually occur in the startup.cs file. That's all for today's video. Don't forget to check out our website where you can find more questions for this exam. The link will be in the description. Thank you for watching and good luck on your exams.